where I can see them!
Officer, I own this place.
Yeah? Sure you do.
A proud black business owner opens his new restaurant, a dream years in the making. But when a racist officer storms in and arrests him in front of his customers, humiliation turns into something much bigger. Because what the officer doesn't know is that the man he just handcuffed is actually the newly appointed police commissioner, his own boss. This gripping story explores racial bias, power, and the price of prejudice, revealing how justice hits hardest when truth finally comes to light. Stay till the end for the twist and the lesson behind it. Tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Like, subscribe, and share if you believe in equality and accountability. The morning sun over Atlanta painted the streets gold as Marcus Hayes stood in front of his new restaurant, Hayes Table. It wasn't just a restaurant. It was a statement. Years of saving, planning, and perseverance had brought him here. The sign above the glass doors glistened proudly, and inside, the smell of roasted herbs and fresh bread filled the air. Marcus smoothed his black chef's jacket and smiled. Not bad for a kid from Bankhead, he whispered to himself. His wife, Danielle, walked out from the kitchen, her curls wrapped in a bright yellow scarf. "You nervous?" she teased. Marcus laughed softly. "Nervous? Try terrified." They shared a look, that quiet exchange between two people who had climbed mountains together. By noon, the restaurant was packed. Families, neighbors, local leaders. Everyone had come to celebrate a black man's success in a city where dreams didn't always make it this far. But one man outside the window didn't seem happy about it. A white police officer in uniform sat in his cruiser across the street, watching the restaurant. He sipped his coffee and sneered. His name was Officer Grant Miller. And in his mind, a crowd of black people in a fancy establishment didn't look like business. It looked like trouble. Later that evening, Marcus stepped outside to get some fresh air. The restaurant buzzed behind him, laughter spilling into the night. As he stood on the sidewalk, he noticed the cruiser pull up. The door opened. Officer Miller stepped out, his hand resting on his holster. "Evening, officer," Marcus greeted politely. Miller squinted. "You the owner here?" "Yes, sir. Marcus Hayes. Anything I can help you with?" The officer's eyes flicked up and down. "Got a report of suspicious activity. Heard someone broke into this place after hours last week." Marcus frowned. "That was me, actually. I was setting up equipment." "Oh, yeah." Miller took a step closer. "You got proof of that?" Marcus chuckled lightly, thinking it was a misunderstanding. "Yes, officer. The lease permits, they're all inside." But Miller didn't move toward the door. His voice turned hard. "Cut the act. People like you don't own places like this." The air went still. Marcus's face fell. "Excuse me." Miller stepped closer. "Don't get smart. Hand where I can see him." A couple of patrons stepped outside, alarmed. "Hey, what's going on?" Miller barked. "Back inside." Marcus tried to keep his tone even. "Officer, there's no need for this. You're making a mistake." "Yeah, we'll see about that." Before Marcus could speak again, cold steel clamped around his wrists. "You're under arrest for trespassing and resisting investigation." The crowd gasped. Phones came out. Someone whispered, "That's the owner." Marcus stared at the ground, jaw clenched. "You have no idea what you just did." Inside the restaurant, Danielle ran toward the window, her hands trembling. "What are you doing?" she screamed. "That's my husband. He owns this place." But Miller ignored her. "Ma'am, step back or I'll arrest you too." Marcus tried to calm her down. "It's okay, Danny. Don't make it worse." She shouted, "Make it worse? You didn't do anything." Customers started filming. The scene spread across social media within minutes. Black business owner arrested outside his own restaurant. By the time Marcus was placed in a squad car, the comments had already begun to explode online. Typical cop behavior. Hope this man sues the city. Racism alive and well. Miller, still convinced of his authority, called in on the radio. "Dispatch. Got a suspect in custody. Possible break-in." "Copy that. Officer Miller. A female voice replied. Can you confirm the suspect's name again? Marcus Hayes. Silence on the line. Then, did you say Marcus Hayes? As in Commissioner Hayes? Miller frowned. What? No, this guy says he owns the place. The dispatcher's voice trembled. Officer Miller, Marcus Hayes is the newly appointed police commissioner of Atlanta. Release him immediately. The radio crackled, the words sinking like stones. Miller froze. His stomach turned. Marcus turned his head slowly from the back seat, meeting the officer's pale, shaking face. What's wrong, officer? He asked calmly. Miller swallowed hard. You're the commissioner? Yes, Marcus said softly. And right now, you're making history, just not the kind you'd be proud of. He leaned forward, voice low but cutting. You see, you didn't just arrest a black man. You arrested your boss. Miller's hands trembled as he reached for keys. Sir, I didn't. Marcus cut him off. Save it. Keep the cuffs on until we get downtown. You and I are going to have a talk under oath. The next morning, headlines lit up the city. Racist cop arrests Atlanta's new police commissioner outside his own restaurant. Body cam footage leaked. The video showed every word, every insult. The mayor called a press conference. This city will not tolerate racial bias in uniform, she declared. Officer Grant Miller is suspended without pay pending investigation. But Marcus wasn't done. He stood before the media, dignified, unshaken. I didn't come into law enforcement to punish, he said. I came to lead, and leadership starts with accountability. Reporters shouted questions, but he continued. This is not just about me. It's about every black man and woman who's been stopped, questioned, or humiliated because someone didn't think they belonged. The crowd erupted in applause. Officer Miller was later terminated and federally charged for civil rights violations and unlawful arrest. Months later, Hayes' table thrived. The restaurant had become a symbol, not just a success, but of strength. Marcus often greeted officers who came to eat. Some apologized. Others just sat quietly, thinking. One young recruit once asked him, Sir, how did you stay so calm that night? Marcus smiled. Because anger fades, but truth lasts longer. He paused, looking around his restaurant, his legacy. Racism isn't just about hate, he said. It's about ignorance. And the only cure for ignorance is exposure. The camera would fade on his calm smile as soft music played, and his words would linger long after the screen went dark.